Well, what do you think about teenagers?
Not a great lot, a lot.
Why don't you like teenagers?
Not particularly.
Do you think teenagers are given a hard time in the media?
No.
Has it changed from when you were a teenager?
I didn't have a chance to be a teenager, did I?
Why
The
not?
war was on.
Well, what happened to you?
Well, you were involved in other things.
Such as?
Well, I was in the forces for a start, so therefore I couldn't do the things that they're doing now.
And what do you think they're doing as teenagers?
Well, they're probably having a soft time.
What do you think, Jan, about teenagers?
I think they're very good.
Do you think they get a hard time in the media?
I think they do a bit, yes.
What would you like to say to today's teenagers?
Enjoy yourself.
Lovely lads.
Do you think they get a fair press?
I think there's a mixture. There's some good, isn't there?
What do you think, Jan, about teenagers?
Well, it's a long time since I was one, so it's a dim and distant memory. I think I agree with Paula. You know, it's a mixed bag, but I feel very sad for teenagers. I don't think, other than going to the pub, they have anywhere they can go and socialise. I think the media puts a lot of pressure on them to perform in lots of different ways, good and bad, and that's disappointing for them because then it puts peer pressure upon them. I think it was easier to be a teenager in our generation because the pressures weren't quite so great, even though we were a generation where lots of changes had happened in society. But I do feel for them. What do you do betwixt that time when you're interested in going out in your BMX and then suddenly there's girls on the scene and you've got studies? Where do you go to socialise? Where can you go to hang out where there aren't bad influences around you?
What do you think about teenagers? You're almost going to become a teenager in a month's time, aren't you?
Oh, it's not all the same and stereotyping.
Do you think they get a fair press?
No.
What do you think the press says about teenagers?
I don't know, I think they just like run them down even though like they're not as bad as people say they are.
Are your mates good?
Yeah.
Now, Anthony, what do you think? Do teenagers get a fair press?
I don't think so. I think teenagers are just classed as one type, well, labelled like stereotyped as bad, and all teenagers aren't the same.
Now, Tony, as a father of two teenagers, what do you reckon?
Oh, I think they're all right.
What's the worst that can happen to teenagers, do you think?
Get involved in drugs.
Get involved in drugs. Hail.